Всем привет, с вами снова Кокос, и мы продолжаем проходить игру Vampyr. Итак, мы уже нашли, где находится дом Доусона. Давайте сейчас еще пробежимся по округе. У нас неизвестный. Неизвестный. А вы кто, дядя?
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Rid from the Pembroke Hospital.
А что это он меня спрашивает?
May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
Да.
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West-End at this time of night?
Я работаю на Ascalon.
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Интересоваться жизнью, сведения.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
Убийца.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
Ага. Убийца-психопат. Что с эпидемией?
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Зачем здесь на самом деле?
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Вы работаете
Do you
один?
work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrol.
Так, один момент.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Так, почему вы работаете ночью?
Why are you investigating it?
Потому что убийцы были
Criminals
ночью,
rarely
да?
act in daylight, you know.
Да-да-да.
But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
Макал. Фергала Банши. Это вроде ничего.
No, I've noticed nothing odd.
All right, but keep your eyes open, though.
Не стал ни тех выдавать, да? Что за убийца появился?
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the
Операнди?
modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies.
Садистская
Perhaps a
секта.
sadist cult.
По крайней мере, он не говорит, что тут вампиры ходят.
What are you investigating exactly?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale.
А я ее нашел.
It seems you already found my
Tadao
other missing
Kimura.
person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No, but I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
Так, ты здоров, это хорошо. Спросите
Do you
Луизи.
know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye,
А если он
Dr.
еще станет
Jonathan Rид.
бессмертным?
I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Так, сколько у нас еще? Еще 3 человека. Одного я видел, вот этого я видел, да? Там где-то внизу. И еще 2 вот этих типа. Кто они? Так, вот она здесь. Я пошел в ту сторону. Теперь выполз из этой стороны. Выполз. А то, что тут кровь никого не смущает, нет? Ну, стоп. Походу никого не смущает. Ну и ладно, тогда и меня тоже смущать не станет. Так, я там видел вход вниз. Возможно, как раз к тому человеку в тюрбане. Так, интересно. А вот эти двое. Ребят, а вы кто?
Good evening, sir. I'm
Близнецы.
Dr. Jonathan Rid. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
Медосмотр полный. А у брата? Понятно, еще не вижу.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
Ага. Так, неизвестно, я понял.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
Я тоже.
No, I'm not.
Good for you. It's a good thing to have a clear idea of where you stand.
Ты
on certain crucial
странный.
questions. Don't you think?
Почему вы до сих пор не
May I
уехали?
ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
Что за человек ваш
What
брат?
can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
Странно. Близнецы, не сходящиеся во мнениях. Кого именно вы
Who
ждете?
are you waiting for exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
Какая ловушка?
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you're not in your place? That sort of trap.
Покинув Лондон, вы станете свободны?
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
Ай, человек не способен измениться, меняя лишь место. что, ребята, переезжайте сколько хотите, фигня в голове у вас останется.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Goodbye for now.
А с братом?
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Может, у них с братом связь такая? Он, брат познакомился, а этот среагировал, нет? Что вы здесь делаете?
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
Да.
I know we are not living in the most peaceful of times, but I have learned to appreciate London's complexity.
Yes, me too. This city tests us. It invites us to find ourselves, to discover our true nature scattered throughout its dark streets.
But what if we don't like what we find?
Do we ever know who we are? I wonder sometimes. Or maybe it is the journey to find out who we are that changes us.
Где вы работаете?
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
Что за работа была с
But what were
прежней?
you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Печальненько. Почему вы же хотите покинуть Лондон?
Tell me more about why you want to leave London then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Почему вы поссорились с братом?
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
Не совсем.
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Такс. Кого вы ждете?
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Так,
Goodbye.
ну-ка давайте посмотрим, теперь что-то изменится.
Hello again, Doc.
Нет, никаких новых подсказок не появилось.
Goodbye.
Окей, сидите дальше, ждите того, чего ждете. А мы вышли вот отсюда. В эту сторону мы еще не ходили, да ведь? Я думаю, наверное, вот здесь отпереть можно. Да, так оно и есть. Так, ну и вот в этот собор или как? В общем, это громоздкое сооружение. Мы спустимся вниз в подвал. Там чувак в тюрбане сидит. Там какие-то то ли ловушки, то ли что-то такое. Преступное уничтожение знаний. Каждый раз, когда они выслеживают, это про стражей Привина, выслеживают одного из древних вампиров Англии, они вместо того, чтобы обращаться с ним осторожно и уважительно, уничтожают то общее, что связывает нас с бессмертными. Они лишают нас возможностей. Великая охота — преступление, потому что охотники бездумно уничтожают слова и мысли.
Jonathan Rid. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Ashur. Asher Толлтри.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Что происходит вокруг?
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then?
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Как на самом деле? Окей.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Можете погадать мне на карту?
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Давай.
Here is the money.
Love. Pure and unseen, untold. The two hearts love each other without knowing it, without daring to admit it.
Ух ты как.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Кто-то верит, что вы
Some believe you
вампир?
to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course.
Окей.
I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it Jonathan.
Эй, ну так
Some secrets are
нечестно.
not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
Сколько лет вы уже возглавляете
For
праздник?
how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Можете... Так, стоп, погадать. Задать личные. Как вы узнали, сколько их я
How do
убил?
you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
Говорите.
All right. Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this, young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
Старая кровь.
I would rather not. How do you...
I told you.
Is it possible?
Vampire.
Так, теперь отмечено. Все отмечено. Как вам рассказал? Кто вам
How
рассказал?
did you
Мэри?
learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather
Ну
information
вот.
about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
Всю интригу.
She could have survived as a vampire. If only she had given me a chance to explain. If only I could have found the words.
Not all vampires accept their new condition. Since suicide is impossible, you have to find a way to get someone else to relieve the pain.
I could have saved her.
No, Jonathan.
Что вы можете рассказать о
May
братстве?
I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
Вы враждуете со стражем
I
Привина?
know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
А кто
Who
основал?
founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars.
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
Давай еще раз.
Can you read the card?
Put the money on the table then, Jonathan.
Давай.
Here,
The glutton. A man who just eats life as a cake. A
Праведный грех.
righteous ego, surprised to fall in love.
Ох ты. Вон как. Колхун некоторое время был любовником знаменитой актрисы Дорис Флетчер. Это типа, если я не знаю, могу здесь приходить и... прикольно.
is there anything you could tell me
Надо
about
запомнить.
Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Так. Алызин был членом герметического ордена Золотая Заря до 1900 года. Так. Мне еще хватает на погадать?
Can you read
Put the money.
here?
The sorceress, a heart-shaped trap built to entangle a loved one. Mirrors on every wall to see her own reflection constantly.
Кэрол Прайс. Кэрол часто ранит ее неуклюжая мать. Так мать ее еще ранит частенько, да? Ху.
Goodbye.
I rarely want.
Вот это поворот. А где мои бабки написаны? Деньги, 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 деньги. Не вижу денег. Опять не вижу денег.
Will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible.
Вот мне что интересно, смотрите. Ну, так неинтересно. Ладно, мы по-любому там что-нибудь еще придумаем. Какой-то будет вариант. Тут еще вот какая-то пристройка есть, часть. А ну-ка, рассказывай правду мне.
Good evening.
Ты сама свою дочь
You
калечишь?
can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Tell me, Carolyn, do you often wound or hurt your daughter by mistake?
No. I always thought it was Carol's clumsiness that caused these incidents. Maybe it's a family trait, Doctor.
You really believe it's just bad luck and being clumsy then?
Of course, Doctor. What else could it be? I have nothing to hide.
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and scars, Carolyn. You brutalize her, don't you?
How could I abuse my own flesh and blood? This is nonsense. It would be like hurting myself.
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you? How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you were my patients.
Seen what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reed? I dedicated my whole life to my precious Carol. She is a part of me.
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours. This is a terrible tragedy. Something of an unknown disorder. My God. Abuse that comes from overwhelming love.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Душевный недуг.
How dare you say something like that? What kind of a monster do you think I am?
психическом расстройстве.
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like this? How does it make you feel to hurt Carol before cajoling her?
I don't know. It makes me feel good to take care of my daughter. I need to feel useful. No one ever takes care of me. I need someone to take care of me.
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy, not a doll. The poor girl would put her hand in a flame to please you. You are both trapped in this toxic relationship.
Carol and I are perfectly happy. Leave us be. How stupid I was to believe you could be a suitable husband.
I'm not judging you, Carolyn. I believe you're a victim too. I'm just trying to explain that you need medical help.
You will not separate me from my flesh and blood, Dr. Reed. We'd rather die.
Я все, да, на нее обыскал. Точнее, отыскал про нее, да.
Goodbye for...
I hope you can stay a little longer.
It's locked, all right.
Ну вот, теперь с Кэролом мы как не поговорим. Точнее, или с Кэрол. Да, Кэрол Прайс. Так, ну, время у нас на серию закончилось, поэтому сейчас я с вами буду прощаться. Всем спасибо за просмотр, надеюсь, вам понравилось. Ставьте лайки, комментируйте, подписывайтесь на канал. Ну, и до новых встреч в новых видео. Пока-пока.